shook up, aren't you, babe?
Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today we're going to talk about some exploitation films and some other kinds of films as well. Go through some of my recent purchases, and we can chat about whatever, anything you want to know. Drop me a question in the chat. See if anyone's here yet. And Grimace is there. Hello, hello. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying your time away from the Ronald McDonald gang. Right. So it's been a little while since I've done one of these. If my audio or whatever is weird, let me know in the chat and I'll try to fix it. So let's take a look at some of the recent things I have bought. I have a stack over here since it has been a while. First two are movies I've talked about on the channel before, Green Room and Bomb City, two punk movies. I didn't even know Bomb City had like a Blu-ray release. I've been watching it on Plex for free, but then I saw this at my local place. I was like, oh, I have to get this because it had like special features and stuff. I haven't watched it on Blu-ray yet to check out the quality, but great movie. I like it a lot. So I'm excited to watch it again. I don't know how many times I've seen it now, but I will watch it again. And Green Room, of course, is a great horror siege film about a punk band who is trapped in the green room at a unfriendly bar, let's say, with Patrick Stewart as the main villain. And it's pretty cool. Oh, some more visitors. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Working from home today. Very good. It's a spring break here in Euroland. So that's why I have time to do things like this. Audio's perfect. Good. That's good to hear. Right. I got some bottom shelf bourbon to help me get through the awkwardness of talking to myself in my living room. Easy peasy now. All right, let's go. What else is new? Well, I don't know if you know this, but I love King Kong, one of my favorite movies, top 10 movies. I already had it, but I've been looking for a copy of Mighty Joe Young, which is not really a King Kong movie, although it is a big ape movie. And it's kind of hard to find in Germany for a reasonable price. But I found this set here, the Blu-ray set, and it has the original King Kong, one of the best movies ever made, and it has two other discs in it, or another disc in it that has the King Kong Son, the sequel to King Kong, which is not nearly as good as King Kong, although it's not terrible. I mean, it's kind of fun. It's a lighter-hearted movie. But the main reason I got this was because it also has Mighty Joe Young on it, which is a great kids movie with some stop-motion animation by the legendary Ray Harryhausen. I think Mighty Joe Young might have been his first film credit as an animator. So I had to get that. And then, having a nice Blu-ray of King Kong in the meantime was great. And one funny thing about this is, since I bought it in Germany, it has the German version on it as well as a special feature, which this font here is quite small. Okay, so the original theatrical cut is 104.5 minutes, it says here. But the original German theatrical cut is 76 minutes, because even back in the day, the Germans were quite a censorious people, and apparently they cut out basically all of the King Kong parts. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's like. I'm sure it's terrible, but I think I'll watch it at some point to see, what version of King Kong the Germans got to see back in 1933 or 34 or whenever it made it over here. But anyway, I love King Kong. So that was a good addition. King Kong doesn't have an ape getting lit on whiskey. No, that's true. Because Mighty Joe Young, he messes up some lions, and it's awesome. It's a great, great sequence at the nightclub. Yeah, Mighty Joe Young, highly recommended if you haven't seen it. And if you got kids, show it to them because it's a great kids movie. King Kong is not a great kids movie. That one is a little bit scary, maybe for little kids. But I think I showed Mighty Joe Young to my son years ago when he was maybe, I don't know, like maybe 8 or 9, and he liked it a lot. So it's definitely okay for kids. King Kong, maybe not so much. So what else? Oh, I found this weird thing at my local DVD shop. German title, Des Teufels tolle Hunde, the devil's great dogs. The English title, I had no idea what this was. I was trying to think, like, what would that be in English? But I didn't recognize it. Turns out this movie in English is called Brute Core. But anyway, I got it because the cover is kind of cool. Looked like a 70s exploitation flick, which is what it is. And then I saw that it had Alex Rocco in it, which is a thumbs up because he's awesome. And Michael Pataki, who he's been on the channel before. He's in the film. Oh, it's a sexploitation thing. What's it called? Something with delinquent schoolgirls, I think it's called. But anyway, so I was like, oh, I haven't seen him anything else. But this movie's awful. So Brutal Core, I think is the English title. Not good. It's one of these 70s gang movies. Here it's like a mercenary group operating in Mexico, and they run across a young couple, and they want to do not so nice things to the woman, and it's that kind of movie, but it's not good. It has a pretty good opening where they run across some bikers, like some Hell's Angel types. So that's what this scene is from. And then like nothing happens for like an hour, and then the movie ends, and the ending is pretty great. But yeah, so it's not a long movie, 82 minutes. And I'd say the first 10 minutes are cool, and the last 10 minutes are cool, and everything else pretty much sucks. So don't go out of your way to watch whatever this is in English. Brutal Core, I think. So bought it on a whim. I was sold by the nice classic exploitation artwork there. And that's what they do to you. They have cool artwork and they sucker you in. And then, more often than not, you're let down. So, that's why I have my channel, so I can watch all these crazy things and then talk about the ones that are actually cool. You ever seen Die Reise ins Glück? It's on my watch list. Looks crazy. The Trip into Luck? No, I haven't seen that one. I don't know that one. Is it a German film? German title, so I assume German film. But no, I don't know that one. Alex Rocco, yes, must have had a house parent to make. Yeah. Well, Alex Rocco, he got his start in exploitation films. Alex Rocco's very first film was Russ Meyer's Motor Psycho. So he was not a stranger to the exploitation world. He's really good in Motor Psycho, too. And he's been on the channel. I've featured him in a couple of movies in the channel. He's also in that ghost movie, The Entity. As a smallish part in that movie, which is pretty cool, like poltergeisty kind of movie with a ghost who likes to do horrible things to this poor woman. You can watch my review. It's a pretty wild film. It's really good though. It's pretty scary actually. Right. What else have I found? Well, I found this one, Ice Stiel, which would be like popsicle, I guess, in English. And I thought, because the back looked kind of familiar, and I thought this was the German version, or like the German title of The Last American Virgin. I wanted to watch The Last American Virgin again. And even reading the description, I thought, oh, that's it. That's The Last American Virgin. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention. It was only like €1, so I bought it and took it home. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh, this isn't Last American Virgin at all. But what it is the original Israeli film that The Last American Virgin is a remake of this movie. The English title was Lemon Popsicle, I think, or something like this. But anyway, it's not very good. It's a coming of age, like teen sex thing. Yeah, I thought maybe, like, because every month I talk about with Video Tasties and Jay, we talk on the Smut Talk podcast thing about various smutty movies, and I thought this might be a good fit, but it's not a cool movie. I didn't like it much at all. Yeah, but if you've seen The Last American Virgin, then you probably kind of already know what that is like. But I don't much care for these. Like, I mean, coming of age movies are fine, obviously. But yeah, but some of like the teen sex comedies that get too serious, I don't like, because just like let the kids have fun, like we don't need a bunch of like depressing drama in these kinds of movies. Just let them have fun, like without consequences. But it's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan. You might be surprised to hear, I'm not a big fan of what is that? It's a really famous 80s teen comedy. Ridgemont High, what's it? Something. I can't remember the name. Anyway, I don't like that much either, for the same reason. It gets a little bit too serious. It's hard to take a risk on an old obscure movie because they're really nearly off. Yeah, true. Does having the channel give you motivation to take more chances? It does actually give me a little motivation to take more chances. But I mean, what helps a lot too, I mean, in this kind of case is, I mean, every couple of weeks I go to this local DVD store, used DVD Blu-ray thing, and it's just so cheap. I mean, these things that I buy, they're they're like €3, sometimes €1, like in the bargain bin. €3 is pretty common. Like the expensive ones are like €6. Those are like the expensive ones. So it's not a big like financial commitment. And if I don't like them, I can take them back and sell them, which I do. I kind of collect the ones I don't like, and I take them back, and they give me $10 for like a small stack, and I get 2 more movies, and that's fine. So yeah, but so yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I do kind of think I have the channel in the back of my head sometimes, like, oh, this might be cool for the channel or whatever. But the truth is, for most of my life, I've been watching weird stuff anyway. So I don't know if it would be much different if I didn't have the channel. Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not to a great extent, I think. I think I would still watch a bunch of crazy stuff, even if I didn't have the channel. I'm a sucker for great cover art. Yep, me too. And I've learned to accept my yep, me too. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. I mean, especially with like older exploitation films, because I mean, quite often they would have a cool poster, have a cool title before they wrote a script. That's because the advertising is such a big part of the exploitation world. So yeah, they are good at putting posters and titles together. And then sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you watch brutal core, which is really boring. It happens, but it's okay. They're also not long. That's another great thing about older movies, is not many of them go much past that 90-minute mark, which is great, because I don't, the movie's got to be good to be worth, 2 hours or more of my time. I scroll past a lot of movies on Netflix and Prime and whatever when I see like, oh, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, no, I don't want to do 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've seen that. I liked it, but didn't realize it was the Last American Virgin. It's not the Last American Virgin. It's this is like the Israeli. It's an Israeli film by the guy who he turned this film into the Last American Virgin when he made a movie in the States. So it's not. It's like this. It's like the same story, but maybe that's what you meant. But yeah, it's not the Last American Virgin though. It's an earlier version of it. I think there are like 7 of them. Oh yeah, this like Ice From Steel thing. There might be. Yeah, they're like big. If you hop on like IMDb and whatever, you'll find a lot of like Germans reviewing it because it was like a big hit here for some reason. The soundtrack, I should say, is excellent. Yeah, I think I read on the Wikipedia page they spent more on licensing the soundtrack than they did on like the rest of the production, but the soundtrack really is great. It's just like all this old like rhythm and blues, like Little Richard and stuff like this. It's excellent. Yes, that one. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Not a big fan. A lot of people are. Not me. Not so much because. Yeah, let the kids have fun without all these nasty consequences if you're going to make a comedy. I don't need to be worried about someone, getting pregnant or catching some venereal disease or whatever. Like, I don't want that in a teen comedy. Just let the kids have fun. Right, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, yes. Yeah. A drama with a degree of humor. Yeah, it's essentially a serious movie. Right. Yeah, it's definitely not a gross out comedy like Porky's. That's true. Just saw Boxer's Omen, great cover art, but an even better movie. Oh, a movie better than the cover art. That is nice. I haven't seen that movie though. The director remade Limit. Yes, when he got his US deal. Right. Yes, that's what happened. Right. Even. Oh, okay. Fixing a typo. You don't have to fix typos. I'm basically dyslexic. I'll read it the right way, even with the typos. It's fine because I can barely read normally anyway. Which maybe I shouldn't say that since universities pay me to teach English classes, but we don't need to tell them that. Yeah. What else? Last time I did this, I guess a couple months ago, we got to talking, if I remember correctly, about Frank Henenlotter, and someone mentioned Brain Damage, which I like a lot, and I realized I didn't have, so I picked up a copy of Brain Damage, which in German is called Elmer Brain Damage. This is a nice little, in Germany, they have a lot of these like media book things. It's like it's got a little essay in here, and a Blu-ray version, DVD version, a disc of special features. So that's a cool little Brain Damage set. Brain Damage, awesome movie, love it. It might be my favorite Frank Henenlotter film, although that's difficult to say because he's made quite a few that I like a lot. But Brain Damage, very, very cool. Highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Boxer's Omen is Shaw Brothers. Okay. Yeah. About black magic. Cool. Great practical effects and fight scenes. Nice. Worth the watch. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Shaw Brothers, a lot of their stuff is worth the watch. Yeah. Sometimes I watch some of that stuff on Plex, which is a pretty cool free streaming service. They got a bunch of old stuff on there. It's one of my favorite streaming services, actually. I mean, they have a lot of garbage on there, but yeah, but they got a bunch of that, like Hong Kong cinema, like kung fu movies, and I watched Master of the Flying Guillotine on there like a couple months ago. That's cool. Yeah. It's kind of like Tubi, I guess, but in Europe we don't have Tubi, but we do have Plex, so that's good at least. Plex and Tubi has some great picks. Yeah, right. If you dig deep, right. Yeah, yeah. I wish we had Tubi in Europe. Although I did read the other day, which maybe you people in America can tell me if this is right or not, that like sometimes Tubi censors the movies they play or they offer, which that's kind of crappy if that's the case. I don't think Plex does that. Not that I've noticed anyway. 10 out of 10, absolutely. It's cool. Very, very cool film. Henenlotter led me to Bad Biology. Yeah, that's like the one Henenlotter I have not seen, which maybe we were talking about that on Discord, actually. Yeah, I need to watch that. I put it on my need to watch list on Letterboxd, but I still haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will. Yeah, because I really think that might be the only Henenlotter that I haven't seen. Brain damage bad. Yeah, brain damage. Very, very cool. Is Plex only in Europe? Haven't heard of it. No, it's in the US as well. Yeah. At least I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is because, like yeah, I'm pretty sure it also has a US, it also exists in the US. Because like on Letterboxd, I don't know if you guys are on Letterboxd, but if you're on Letterboxd, then you can over on the left of like the movie that you click on, it tells you where it's streaming, and I'm 99% sure I've seen Plex-US on that list. So pretty sure Plex exists in America. Right. So check it out. There's some cool stuff on there. What else have I gotten recently? Well, whenever I see this label, I always get whatever it is because they put out some cool stuff. And this was Aerobicide, which when I got home and looked it up, I realized that's the European title for a killer workout. And then since I watched it and liked it well enough, then I had to also buy Death Spa, which I can't show you the whole cover of, but Death Spa, I had to get that too, so I could have both of the 80s fitness studio murder movies. They're not very good, and I don't know which one I like more. Maybe Killer Workout, maybe the Aerobicide Killer Workout one, because it has this cool soundtrack where it like describes what's happening in the movie, which is pretty fun. Yeah, my problem with Death Spa, even though I think that could have been the better film of the two, is it's too dark. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, man, like they really missed the boat on cinematography here. Yeah, it should have been bright and colorful. And I kept thinking of how great the like fitness studio scenes are in The Toxic Avenger, like, well-lit environments. Everyone looks beautiful and sweaty and, bright colors, 80s neon and whatever. And yeah, Killer Workout does that a bit better, not as well as The Toxic Avenger, but way better than Death Spa. Death Spa is like a dark and muddy kind of film, and it really doesn't match the film at all. So that was disappointing. I have Plex. Very good. Yeah, Plex also has like the that service that they offer where you can like serve like movies that you have to your devices. You can put them all on like a hard drive and then play them on like your PlayStation or whatever. So they have like this part of it, but they also have their own free movies that they stream on their website. Or there's even an app for it for like PS4. So there's like the Plex app, and then there's like the Plex server app, and then just the normal Plex one. That's where you can access their library. Hello there, Supreme Slice. Robicide, good title. Yeah, it's a good title. I like it too. Yeah. Killer Workout, I think, is also a good title for a movie like that. But yeah, Robicide's good. There's also a Hell Spa. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think I've heard. I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Maybe I should look for that one to complete my 80s murder fitness studio collection. But yeah, I do. Yeah, remember hearing about this. I'm pretty sure. Hell Spa. Also a good title. I assume maybe they're going for a sort of play on like Hell Spawn, maybe Hell Spa, Hell Spawn, maybe. Right. So what else? Well, it's only me because whenever I love westerns, but whenever I cover them on the channel, nobody watches those. But I've been filling in my collection of the classic westerns. So picked up High Noon, classic, great movie, and Rio Bravo, which is the John Wayne and Howard Hawks. They hated High Noon. They thought it was un-American, so they kind of remade it as Rio Bravo. They're both quite good. And Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood, and Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch. So I'm getting close now to having all of like the classic westerns that I want. I have a few more that I've ordered, and then I'll probably be done because the ones I ordered just to fill in the blanks, like the Outlaw Josie Wales, and what else? There was another one, High Plains Drifter. So when I get those, I'll basically, I think, be done with my westerns because I have like 30 or something now, and that's pretty much all the ones I think I'll want to watch more than once. Like some of them are good for one time through. Like today, right before I came on here, I watched Hang 'em High. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's good, but it's not like a super classic Clint Eastwood Western, but it's fine for one look. Oh, I already did these. I love Westerns. Good. Yes, me too. Yeah. Pale Rider, okay film, beautiful shot. Yes. Yeah, Pale Rider is gorgeous to look at. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah, the story, I like the story pretty well in Pale Rider, actually. The characters are cool. I mean, like the one guy that he spends the most time with is pretty cool. The story is good enough. Yeah, it's a good movie. AO did some really nice Western box set. Right, but from the first set, I recommend Massacre Time. Oh, okay. Directed by Fulci and Banditos. I might have Banditos. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, with some of the Italian stuff, the spaghetti westerns. Yeah, there's so many of them. Like so many. Like the DVD store that I go to, they have hundreds of these things. And I know like the big classics, of course. Obviously the Leone films I like a lot, and the Corbucci films I like a lot. But there's so much beyond that. There's like 20 movies that have Django in the title. There's so many like Italian westerns. Maybe one day I'll just start kind of going through them and see which other ones are cool. Wild Bunch, one of Peckinpah's worst films. Really? I thought it was really good. Prefer Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia and Cross of Iron. Okay. Yep. I liked The Wild Bunch quite a bit because it's kind of, I see it as, very similar to The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Or Vance? Liberty Valance? I don't remember the name. But anyway, both of these films are about kind of the end of like the Wild West time. And then The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance is kind of from the perspective of a civilizer. And then The Wild Bunch is kind of from the perspective of these very violent people who are kind of being pushed out by the new civilization, which I thought was a cool idea. And it's clearly drawing heavily from the spaghetti westerns. So lots of like Leone stuff going on in there. And like Django, I think, was like probably the biggest influence of that film. But I like it. It's good. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, you could be watching spaghetti westerns the rest of your life. Yep, so many. Yep. Yeah. What else? What else? A couple of werewolf movies. Picked up Ginger Snaps. That's pretty good. I haven't watched it in a long time. I just bought this the other day. But I do remember liking it when it came out. So I'll have to watch it again soon. But I think I'll probably wait for my daughter. Seems like the kind of thing she would like to watch with me. Ginger Snaps. I haven't seen the sequel. Anyone seen the sequel? Is it good? I saw that they had it there at the store. I just didn't know if it was worth €5. Is it worth €5? Have you seen the sequel? Let me know. I typically don't like horror film sequels. Yeah, very few that I like, I guess. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's true, but I'm very skeptical with sequels. Some of them, like some of the series, I think are cool, like Friday the 13th, because they always do the same thing, which is the kind of thing that I want, like just violence and sleaze. So Friday the 13th is awesome. Those I like. And of course, like the Romero zombie series is excellent. Yeah, but with some other like smaller series, I'm like, well, one is fine. Yeah. And the other werewolf movie I got, well, in German, Der Fluch von Sinestro, the Curse of Sinestro. But this is the Hammer horror werewolf film, which I think is called The Curse of the Werewolf. I think that's the English title. But it's like Hammer's only werewolf movie with Oliver Reed as the werewolf guy. It's not very good, though. Yeah, a lot of Hammer stuff is sort of hit or miss for me. This one's mostly a miss. Too slow. Not enough werewolf action. But yeah. Let's see. I know it's a movie channel, but speaking of the end of the Wild West, have you ever played Red Dead 2? Yes, I have. Played all of the Red Dead games and love them. Yeah, in fact, I was just thinking about reinstalling that on my PlayStation and playing it again. Part 2. Actually, I was thinking about doing the first one again too, because I bought the like the download, the DLC that has like the fantasy creatures that are added to the game, like zombies, and you can like ride a unicorn and stuff, and that was fun. So I was thinking about replaying both of those. And I haven't played, I think back in the PS2 era, there was, what was it called? Like Red Dead Revolver. I think that was really like the first one. But I don't think I played that one. But I have played Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 and love them. They're fantastic. Django films, yeah, I got sick of all those knockoffs. Yeah, there's so many. I'll stick with the original. The original's great. Yeah, Frank Nero, awesome. I know Ginger Snaps 2, but I've yet to watch it, and the way it ended, I think it's better off that way. Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Ginger Snaps is also 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's a cool movie. I'm told the sequels are good. Okay. And what I'm looking for is more of those characters. Since the same women played the sisters, I'm going to give them a shot one day. Oh, okay, cool. Well, let me know if they're worth watching. Is there more than one sequel? I didn't know there was more than one. But yeah, maybe there is. Yeah. Red Dead Revolver is a classic. Right on. Yeah, I haven't played it. That was PlayStation 2, right? I mean, there's so many great games on PS2. That system probably has like the best video game library of any console. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. What else? Stupid movie. The Brain, or in German, Das Gehirn. But yeah, The Brain. It's a rubber monster movie. But it's got David Gale in it. You can see there. David Gale is the bad doctor in Reanimator. Do they have his picture on the back? No. But anyway, it's fun enough. You know, the brain. I mean, it isn't like this big sort of brain monster, which you can kind of see down here, that like eats people. It's just obviously this big rubber suit, so it's pretty fun. Definitely not a great movie. Like, don't say that movie was crap. Why did you tell me to watch it? Well, it's fun crap. The brain. Funny theory about Red Dead is that the main character from Revolver is Uncle from the Redemption games. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The Redemption games are pretty cool. So, anything else? Oh, well, I got this for my daughter, Bound. She wanted to watch it, and it's good. I mean, I'd seen it before, of course, back when it came out. But yeah, Bound, done by the Wachowskis, and even has what's his name from The Matrix? Joe. What is his name? Pala something. Pantoliano, Joe Pantoliano. He's good. Jennifer Tilly, great. Fun movie. It's very stylish, you know, neo noir. Cool. It's a cool movie. Most Grindhouse is fun crap. Right. Yes. This movie I think is from the 90s. So this is after the Grindhouse days. But yeah, it's fun crap. Yeah. I guess Feed the Brain has a whole new meaning with that movie. Yeah. And I think they do actually make that joke in the movie at some point. Talk about brain food or something when after somebody gets eaten. They do play on that a little bit at some point. I was going to watch The Brain the other night. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, big rubber monster. You know, it's fine. You know, it's that low budget thing that does get a little bit annoying where, you know, they try to fill time by there's too many sequences of like characters going from one place to another. And in this movie, there's some driving sequences or like walking sequences. And I think, yeah, they spend a lot of time in this one staircase, like going up and down the stairs. Like you will know every inch of the staircase. So it's not a good movie. But there is some fun there every once in a while. So you can, you know, watch it while you're reading a book or something. And when you hear somebody scream, look at the screen. Or, you know, if you hear someone talking about apples, look at the screen, because then, you know, I can see some nudity or whatever. But yeah, it's okay. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but for one time through, it was fine. And what else? Oh, Copland. Picked up a copy of Copland. I hadn't seen it since it came out, like back whenever that was, in the 90s sometime. But it's really great. I liked it a lot when it came out, and I liked it a lot last week when I watched it again. Look at that cast. Keitel, Stallone, De Niro, Liotta. Robert Patrick is in there too. He's pretty cool. He's not even on the cover because the other guys are so huge, you know. So this is a Western, even though it's not. It takes place in New Jersey in the 90s, but it's a Western. It's totally a Western. It's a small town sheriff. That's Stallone. You know, he's a sheriff of a town where a lot of cops live, and he kind of keeps his head down. But you could easily just remake this movie as a Western and not change really anything except for the costumes. Not a brainy movie. No, definitely not a brainy movie. Copland, one of Stallone's few decent films. Yeah, it's excellent. I mean, but Stallone made more than. I mean, he made some decent films. Rocky is brilliant, and some of the other Rockies are good fun. Yeah, I like the first Rambo, First Blood. That's good. Never heard of Copland, but what a cast. Yeah, what a cast. Yeah, it kind of flew under the radar when it came out, and I have no idea why. It is kind of a low budget thing, so I don't even know how they got that cast on like kind of a low budget thing. Well, Keitel, he'll do low budget stuff. Like, you know, he's done stuff with like Abel Ferrara and whatever. But getting them all together in a relatively low budget thing, pretty impressive. Great movie. Yep. Mm-hmm. Copland, I love the lines. You blew it. Yeah, go to lunch. Yeah. Yeah, I gave you the chance to be a good cop and you blew it. Yeah, De Niro, awesome. Hey, Rob, great channel. Thank you. What do you think of Night of the Living Dead Part 3? Night of the Living Dead Part 3. Brains, Hot Girl, the guy from Adam 12. So there was no Night of the Living Dead Part 3. Are you thinking of Return of the Living Dead Part 3? Because after Night of the Living Dead and the Romero trilogy, it was Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. But then, you know, there was the Return movies, but that's not Romero. That's John Russo. But anyway, yes, Return of the Living Dead Part 3 is good, yes. If that's what you mean, yes. I watched The Red Rock West a while back. That's a fun movie with the Western noir style. And if you're weird like me, it looks good when you turn the color off on your TV. Oh, yeah, that's some movies do look kind of cool, like in black and white. That's true. Yeah, there was one that when I was in college, we used to watch in black and white. But now I don't remember what it was. But yeah, we used to like change the TV to make it black and white. But now I can't remember what it was. Maybe 7 to make it look like an old like noir movie. And I think yes. Yeah, the new like that Godzilla, what's it called? -1. I think they released a black and white version of that, which is pretty cool. I'm sure I'll buy the Blu-ray when that comes out, and I hope they include like the black and white version as a special feature. So I did like Shin Godzilla quite a bit. Have you guys seen that? Shin Godzilla? It's awesome. So what else? Oh, just 2 more. I got Escape from Alcatraz because a couple months ago I read Quentin Tarantino's book. What's it called? Cinema Speculation. The whole book, he basically just talks about movies from the 70s. So that told me I should just watch movies from the 70s more than I already do, which is already a lot. So he talked about Escape from Alcatraz in there. So when I saw that at the store, I picked it up. Yeah, it's good. Prison escape movie. It's a men in prison film. 7 black and white sounds even yeah, maybe. That's a pretty dark movie. I heard Godzilla -1 was great, but I haven't seen it yet. It's cool. It's really cool. Shin's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Shin Godzilla. I haven't seen that one. Is that what you mean? What do you think of the original Island of Lost Souls? Way underrated. Oh, have I seen Island of Lost Souls? If I have, it was a long time ago. I'd have to watch a trailer to refresh my memory. Yeah, I mean the title sounds kind of familiar, but yeah, not ringing a bell. So I'm not sure. I'd have to watch a trailer to remind myself. Wait to see -1. Yeah, it's good. Escape from Alcatraz is great. Yeah, it's a good prison escape movie. Yeah, it's got all those fun sort of tense moments that you want from a prison escape movie. Yeah, it's cool. Cool movie. I have Shin Godzilla in my queue to convert to 3D. All right, for your VR parties. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I haven't seen Shin Godzilla, but I heard it's pretty good. But I should track that down. Escape from Alcatraz is actually one of the Clint Eastwood's best films of the 70s, never gets talked about as much. Yeah, it's really cool. I liked it. I hadn't seen it since I was probably a kid. I mean, I remember watching it, like on the weekend, some afternoon with my dad, but, 35 years ago or whatever. So yeah, it was good to watch again. It's fun. And then it was fun watching it now that I've seen Shawshank Redemption a few times, and I think like King probably borrowed some stuff from Escape from Alcatraz for Shawshank Redemption, or like maybe the director of Shawshank Redemption added some stuff. But yeah, seems to have influenced that to an extent. Good movie from America. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Freeway? I've been trying to. That's weird that you mentioned that. I have seen it. Yes, I watched it back when it came out. I haven't seen it since then, and I've been wanting to see it again, and I've been on the lookout for it at the local DVD place, and then it weirdly, like as I was looking for this thing for the past month or two, and then it showed up like last week on Amazon Prime. I was like, oh my god, it's like, what are the chances? But then, as sometimes happens with old movies on Amazon Prime that annoys me to no end, they don't have the original audio on it. It's only the German dub, so I didn't watch it again. So maybe I'll just have to hop on eBay and see if I can find a DVD. But yeah, Freeway's a cool movie, and I remember liking it, and I want to watch it again, but I haven't seen it since whenever that came out. What, like 97 or whenever that was. Machine Girl. Don't catch that reference. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and what else? Oh, and the final thing, nothing too special, but as I was leaving the DVD store, I saw they had a little box set of the 4 Alien movies, and just to give you an idea of the kind of prices, I think they left the price tag on here. Yeah, so €6.50. That's all this costs. So yeah, not huge financial commitments to go to that local DVD store and pick stuff up. So yeah, 4 Alien movies plus a disc of special features, €6. Not bad. It would cost way more than that to rent them on Amazon Prime. And now I don't have to. Now I can just watch them. You like Jodo? I can't pronounce that. So I'm going to say no, because no. I don't know who that is. So I don't know. Right. So that's all I got. So that's past couple of months of my adventures in the local used DVD store. How long have we been going? 48 minutes to get through all that. Yeah, I'm kind of been debating on what to do next on the channel. Like I got some ideas for next couple episodes, but any suggestions for things you'd like to see me do before we go? If you have any suggestions, drop me a line. Yeah, I mean the past couple of a couple months ago the channel was doing really well. Like got a lot of views on the Devils, and then shortly after that got a lot of views on the Doris Wishman, the Immoral 3, but then everything else has just not been doing super great. And then the rate that I was gaining subscribers has slowed way down. So I hope the channel is not dying and just going through maybe a little slump, but hopefully it picks up again. Yeah, YouTube is a weird place sometimes, so hopefully it picks up. Yeah. Holy Mountain, El Chapo. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Have you done Dirty O'Neill? No, I haven't. Boy, I haven't thought about that in forever. But no, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Brain Damage, because I haven't done any Frank Henenlotter movies. So I think I might do that at some point soon. And, can always dip into some weirder stuff from the Something Weird video catalog. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, I've been enjoying the review. I could suggest movies, but not really anything new. New stuff, but it is somewhat obscure. Yeah, yeah, it is somewhat obscure. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I try to do stuff that's like less obscure, and then the hope is that by covering something less obscure, then maybe more people can find the channel. But it never really works out that way. Not really. So it's because, if you do stuff that's like less obscure, then there's so many other people out there talking about. So like I'll probably never talk about like a Friday the 13th movie. And in fact, I stay away from horror films just in general because there are just so many horror YouTubers out there. They're just, and then on YouTube, like their search, like they only give you like 6 or 8 like videos that kind of hit your search criteria. Then after that, it's like suggested videos that might have nothing to do with your search criteria. So if I do like, Friday the 13th, part 5 or whatever, it's like one of my favorite of the series. Nobody's going to find it because there's so many people out there that have already talked about Friday the 13th movies. I don't think anyone would find the video. So, yeah. So then, the trick is to try to find stuff that is relatively well known, that not too many people have talked about. And that can be really difficult to do. And I'm not great at picking those kinds of titles, apparently. So, yeah. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll do something that's like really obscure. I'm like, man, nobody has seen this thing. Like, and you're looking like IMDb and like only 100 people have rated it. I'm like, okay, well, nobody knows about this except for me. And then it'll do okay on the channel. So, I mean, I just don't understand how any of this stuff works. And it can all be a little bit annoying, I guess. Thanks for the exploitation. Right. Just about the Devils and yeah, awesome. Devils, great movie. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Gorgeous. More popular movie is The Warriors. But is that really exploitation? Yeah, I mean, it's probably close enough. It is a grimy New York sort of genre film. Yeah, The Warriors, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I was thinking also about doing, similarly like Class of 1984. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, The Warriors, that's a good idea too. Yeah, maybe Suburbia, but that might be too obscure again. So I don't know. I found it by looking up Grindhouse. Yeah. You and the Maniac. We're the only two that specialize in that. That's true. I'm sure I'll pick up if you keep doing your thing. Yeah, that's the hope. Is especially for this kind of content. It is. It's slower to build an audience because these are relatively obscure movies. But yeah, I mean, for that Grindhouse stuff, the Maniac and me. I mean, on the horror side of Grindhouse stuff, there's the Horror Geek, his Sick Flicks show. Yeah. And then Brandon Tenold, he does like on the cult film side of some of the Grindhouse stuff. But those guys, they got big channels. But that's it. I mean, beyond that, not many people on YouTube do this stuff. That's true. I like when you talk about guys like me. Thank you. Just keep being you. You're the best. Thank you. Appreciate it. I saw Miss 45 recently talk about grimy New York. Yeah, it's Abel Ferrer. Yeah. If you want grimy New York, he's the guy to go to. All of his movies are grimy New York. And that's not the grimiest New York movie he's made. Driller Killer might be a bit grimier than that. Hell, even Bad Lieutenant might be grimier than that. That movie that's a Harvey Keitel film. But that's a really like, ooh, it's yeah, it gets to you because it's kind of relentless in its desperation, I suppose. But yeah, if you like grimy New York, yeah, stick with Abel Ferreira, Ms. 45, Driller Killer, yeah, Bad Lieutenant. What else? Oh, The King of New York. Although that's not so grimy. That's a little more stylish. That's like maybe in the financial district of New York. Yeah. Class 94. Yeah, me too. I love Class 94. It's a good movie. Yeah, Roddy McDowell, awesome in there. Class 94, big surprise. It wasn't bad. No, it's not bad at all. It's really great, actually. House of a Thousand Corpses, newer one. More popular, but that is very much horror. Yeah. Other ones, Grindhouse Devil. Yeah, that's true. The Tarantino Rodriguez ones. Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses. That's not a bad idea. I don't like that one nearly as much as The Devil's Rejects. But yeah, but maybe a zombie film. Yeah. Yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses. I just can't get over the fact that it's just a blatant like ripoff of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it kind of like irks me a little bit that a guy like Rob Zombie, who I think is a pretty creative guy, wasn't more creative in his story. Like, because it is just the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a group of teens who are pretty likable on a road trip in the backwoods, and they run across a whole murderous family. There's a hitchhiker. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the House of a Thousand Corpses is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just with a kind of a carny trash aesthetic. So Devil's Rejects I like a lot more because it is a bit more original, I guess. Gotta get going. Great stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go here soon too. I think there's Trauma and Rest Meyer. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, Rest Meyer and Trauma. Yeah, two of my faves. Awesome. Glad you like it. Never cared for House. Yeah, too much of a ripoff. Yeah, of so many horror movies. Right. Yeah. Not badly made at all. I mean, Rob Zombie's got a great visual style. I like the look of his movies. I like it when he tries something a bit newer. I mean, I even like his Halloween movie because at least he tried to do something fresh with that franchise. So yeah, his Halloween movie is one of my favorite in that franchise. It is different enough. Yeah, I mean, it does have a way different aesthetic. And of course, Sid Haig makes everything great. Or at least worth watching. I wish Sid Haig was in it more, actually. Have you ever seen Pretty Maids All in a Row with Rock Hudson and Angie Dickinson? No, I don't think I have. Although I do love Angie Dickinson. She's awesome. No, I have not seen that one, but I will keep it in mind because Angie Dickinson is pretty good. Yeah, she was in Rio Bravo that I was just talking about a little bit ago. Early role for her. Right. Okay. Then I'm going to sign off. Oh, coming up to close to an hour. Thank all of you for turning out. Great turnout. Lots of good comments. Thank you. And in a couple of months, I'll do one of these again. Otherwise, new video dropping on Monday. And also Monday, later in the day, I'll be over on Rashad G's channel. We've been talking about the Planet of the Apes movies. And on Monday, we're going to talk about the first two sequels, Beneath the Planet of the Apes and Escape from the Planet of the Apes. So if you want to see what I think about those Apes movies, I like them a lot, then keep an eye on my community page and I'll link to Rashad's channel and we can come over and talk to us about the Apes movies. All right. Thank you again for dropping by. See you later.